I don't know what we were thinking. Do you see that? That's our house back there. We bought this house in 2020. The house that we came from was about half this size, maybe even a little bit less. And we decided to get this house because it had a pool, it had a basement. We loved the sunrooms, and yeah, we never had any plans of moving. And then a few years went by and we realized that we're just literally like living to pay bills. And I've talked about this in my videos in the past, but we just realized, like, you know, you just get a promotion at work and you work harder at your job, and I own my own business, so it's like always, you know, pushing myself and doing this and doing that. Then you kind of get to the end of it and you get nicer things and you get nicer cars and a bigger house, and then you just realize, like, that's not all it. That's not what this is about, because I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel the things that I guess I should feel. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's the small things that matter. Yeah. So things like spending time with our family, getting outside, making this, the outdoors, our living room, not inside of there. Doesn't matter the size of your house or the cars that you drive or anything else. If you can't find peace and happiness from internal instead of external things, then there's a disconnect there. And we've been feeling that disconnect for a while now. I think in 2021, we started looking at campers. We looked at Class A's, Super C's, and we were gonna go full-time on the road then, but in 21, prices got crazy. There were shortages on everything. We were gonna order one. It was gonna take way too long to get it. And so we just decided to wait. And then we ended up buying our first fifth wheel, which was our Raptor, and traded in for the Brinkley recently. And we just realized, like, that lifestyle's for us. And it's part of our journey and what we've been wanting to do now for the last several years, and we've talked about it, and we keep coming back to it. We're definitely going to do it, but we've got to do all the hard stuff, which I think this is the hard stuff right now. Figuring out what to do with our stuff, what to sell, what to keep, where are we going to keep it, all that good stuff. Why downsizing has not been easy. Yeah, it leads us here today. We have this house, and we got to get rid of it, and we got to get rid of all the stuff that goes in it. And we are way behind schedule on this. The goal is we were going to let the kids finish out school, which is going to be late to middle May, and list the house around the beginning of May. So we've been kind of prolonging everything, and our house is now a disaster. We are digging things out. We don't know what to get rid of and what to keep. We don't even have the house on the market yet. We expected to have the house on the market by now. But how can you have a house on the market when we're taking things out and things are I don't know what we were thinking. But if anybody else has done this, maybe you can give me some pointers in the comments. Yeah, it's not been easy. Here, just let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is what we fell in love with on the house. Is we love being outside and spending time outside, but check this out. We love it for this. Having a pool, having this outside space, it's just absolutely beautiful out here. We bought the hot tub when we first moved in. That was a big purchase that we wanted to make, and we love it, and it's been awesome. But the issue with that is, what do we do with it? That was a purchase that we made because we wanted a hot tub. And so now we have a hot tub here. Well, that had to be brought in. People had to be brought in. I had to wire it and everything else. Well, it doesn't really go with the house. It doesn't stay with the house. I don't think I can get the value back out of it if we were to keep it. So the thing is sell the hot tub. So now you have to find a buyer. Well, do we want the hot tub in the pictures of the house when we go to list it? Or do we not? Do we want to maybe potentially leave it here and then the buyer expects that to be? So it's just been very difficult. When you go to sell a house, that's already difficult in itself. You have to get everything ready for that potential buyer. You want to maximize your investment in that house. So you want to make sure everything's spruced up, it's painted, it's this and that. So it's like I'm fixing all these problems to get the house sold on top of sell your stuff, to put your stuff in storage, to pack it all up, decide what you're keeping, to get the house ready, to list the house and stage the house. You know, what are we doing with all of our furniture if the house sells and we have 30 days to close? What are we doing with all the stuff that's in the house? We have to have the furniture in the house so that way it doesn't look like an abandoned house and it's staged properly, but we don't need that furniture because our camper is furnished. And so I want to make this video to show what the process looks like, what the just being in the trenches of this looks like, and the lifestyle that we're choosing to live, doing what we're doing, which is a hard thing right now, to get rid of this, something that we absolutely love, to downsize into something that we don't know what the future holds. And is the risk really worth it? We think that it is, or we wouldn't be doing it right now. You know, it sounds nice. You know, it's not easy, and I don't want to show all the glam behind of it, of just us moving into a camper and showing that and like, this is our life now. I want to show what it looks like actually being in the trenches right now and doing the hard things, because that's what needs to be done if you want to change your lifestyle to this lifestyle. And we still have so many projects left to do, like the tree in the front yard that fell during a storm. The trampoline, I need to do something with that. We have so many kayaks and canoes that we just need to get rid of. We've already put a new liner in the pool. I fixed the septic tank. I've fixed the central vacuum. We've repainted all this trim, but there's still more, so much more. We started this in March of April, starting some of the repairs on the house just to get the house sold. Now here we are in May, when we wanted to, like, we should be under contract on this house. We should already have a closing date and be on the road by like May 30th. And that is going to be 2 to 3 months behind schedule, I feel like, anyway. So if I can leave you with any advice, it would be to start sooner and plan out a little bit longer, just because everything that you think is going to take a very short time to do or whatever is going to take you probably 5 to 10 times what you think it's going to take. So definitely start a lot sooner. Let me show you what this is looking like right now. We have our beautiful safe over there, our pool table. This is in our basement, and then we have all of this stuff. Why have I kept boxes over the years for camera gear and computers? I have to get rid of a lot of it. Now, not my camera gear. I've actually just recently purchased more camera gear now that the YouTube channel has been doing good. Thank you guys so much for that. Look at all this stuff. This is all stuff from when I wanted to be a pilot, my old microphones, some more microphones, old phone cases, more camera gear. I just have all kinds of random things. It's kind of like my gaming setup, podcasting setup. I have all of this stuff in my studio that I've got to get rid of, that I got to do something with. And I don't want to. I don't really want to get rid of my stuff, but I've got to figure out how to, because it's not going to fit all in the camper. So trying to figure out a system that's going to be able to allow me to keep my stuff that I want while also getting rid of stuff. Am I selling it? Am I putting it in? And what I'm finding out is I've kept a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have kept. There's just been a lot of things that I probably should have got rid of a long time ago. And there's different chapters in life. You know, you go through periods like where I wanted to go to flight school, and I bought a headset for that. I bought gear for that. I bought everything for that I needed, and I spent thousands of dollars on. And I don't right now in my life foresee me going back to pilot school. Like, I may, but why am I holding on to this stuff? You know, you have kids and you fill your attic up with things of, you know, baby stuff, and then you tell yourself that we're probably not going to have any more kids, and then you just leave the stuff in the attic. And there's something about what we've been doing recently of just getting rid of stuff and downsizing things. It's just realizing that, like, that's good. I'm not that's not a negative thing, but we carry around so much baggage, and that stuff can really weigh you down. And there's a liberating feeling to this right now of what we're doing, of just getting rid of stuff. So it's not all bad, because I am liking kind of like just getting rid of stuff that we're never gonna use. Like this stuff. We kept chipped bowls while also having this set of bowls in our cabinet, and also having this set of bowls in our cabinet. And I didn't even show you the bowls that we actually kept. We have 8 new bowls that we kept. All that stuff just piles up in your cabinets, but we just keep collecting stuff. Like these pictures behind us. And those are our kids. Those are when they were babies. And that's our son when he was a few months old. Now he's 11. Like, what do you can't replace that stuff. You can't sell it. Am I gonna put it in storage and pay for storage? It's not gonna go with us. So what do? We have to decide, is this lifestyle gonna be for us full-time forever? Or is this just a 2 or 3 year goal and we wanna come back and have stuff? So the big question is, what do we do with all this stuff? Does it go in the camper? Does it go in storage? Do we sell it all? Does some of it stay with the house? That's the big question in this video, and I'm not exactly sure just yet. We do have some property that my dad has, and we may be able to get like a container put out there, or we could build something. So I think I'm gonna call my dad and see what we can come up with.
This is Dean, sorry I can't have your phone.
He's probably taking a nap or something. It's 2 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon. You never know with retired parents if they're awake or not. Hey.
Hey, boo.
What's up?
You guessed that I just laid down, take a nap, but I thought I'd call you before we did that.
I was thinking about if there's anything that we could do at the land, possibly. Either building a structure, concreting floors and doing a building, or...
I don't know if containers is the right way to go, or if it's to build some type of structure like you're talking about. When you tell me what you think more than anything else, and we'll go from there.
I mean, I'm thinking of building, but we'd have to pour some sort of slab, I guess. Best thing would be something temporary on the land, like a Connex or a container, and then building something and then moving it from that into that and then selling the container.
Okay.
Something like that could work.
Yeah. All right. That might be smart.
Like I said, we'll put our heads together and figure something out.
All right, but it sounds good.
All right, love you.
Love you.
So we don't have a complete solution, but what I'm thinking is like we purchased one of those Connex shipping containers. If I can buy one of those used, you can usually get them for like a couple $1,000s and not very expensive. We can put everything in that. We can maybe build some sort of like a metal building or a shed, especially once we know how much stuff we're gonna have. So if I can put everything into like one big shipping container, and then I can kind of see like how much space I'm actually working with. And then we can pour a foundation, get like a metal building with like a roll up door. Then basically when we come back into town, we can just walk it into that. Like we would build it close to wherever we set the container at. And I think that would be a really good solution for us. So I think we're gonna do that. Just trying to make this as easy as possible. We're gonna be coming back here pretty regularly anyway, because our family's here. So we do have a home base, and that land will be our home base. You know, we may stay here for months at a time. We do have our businesses here. We have our real estate portfolio here. We have a lot here, and we are gonna have to come back here. We're in town if we can do things that make it easy. You know, my big thing is Christmas decorations. I don't wanna carry around Christmas decorations in our truck or in our camper and have that extra weight and taking up that space. But at the same time, when we decorate for Christmas, that is nice. And so we're gonna have to buy some smaller stuff and some different stuff, but I don't want to carry that all around. And so if we can keep it in a box that's close to the front of the roll-up door that says Christmas on it, and then when we come in town close to Christmas, we can grab that, or somebody could ship it to us and we can just pay for the shipping, depending on where we're at, and then we just ship it back. This lifestyle is not gonna be easy. It's definitely gonna be a change of pace for everything, and then the logistics of figuring stuff out. If we're in California and all of our stuff's in Georgia and something goes wrong, how am I getting from California to Georgia fast? What does that look like? So there's going to be some challenges, and you guys are definitely going to see a lot of those challenges coming up, but we're going to do it and we're going to get through it. And I'm excited to bring you guys along for the ride. We have too much stuff. I know we have a lot of stuff in our house, but I don't think that we're the only ones. And I think that we just collect stuff over the years, and things become sentimental to us. Things have been given to us that we're like afraid to throw away even if we don't need it. I don't think my family are any different from anybody else in that. And it just starts to accumulate. And I've never had to downsize in my life. We typically in the past, our houses have gotten a little bit bigger. And so it's just like, oh, we have more spaces to put more of our junk that we don't need anyway. What are we gonna do with you, fam? You coming with us? I think I'm gonna make a chart that I can keep on the iPad, and I can organize it by room, and then I can use my pencil on my iPad to draw and make changes. But I think I'm gonna make a chart of keep, donate, sell, all that good stuff. So Ashley's making us like a document that we can use, which is like downsizing, and it has all the information in there. It's pretty cool. So we're using the form now on our iPad, and we're doing it room by room basis. So right now we have the kitchen, and we're cleaning out all the kitchen stuff. And what we can do with this form is basically share it to our notes section, and then I can have it on my phone, Ashley can have it on her phone. We can keep it on an iPad, which I highly suggest on iPads if you have like an Apple Pencil, and then that way you can make changes and edits pretty seamlessly and share it on your phone, and each person can have it. I think it just makes us kind of get on the same page with everything, and we can see it. Just keeps things a little bit more organized. And if you don't have an iPad or something, of course, print it out, put it in a drawer somewhere, and that works as well.
Yeah, the iPad's making it really easy.
So Ashley's in here working on yet another drawer.
I feel like it's like never ending. You see like all of my vases. How do I accumulate this many vases? I don't know. Am I a hoarder? I don't think so, but it's like, oh, they're pretty. I'll just keep them for next time I have flowers, or the kids pick me flowers, and then they just sit in the back of the cabinet. I literally had to get Elowen to crawl into the cabinet to get them out because I couldn't even reach them. We are just getting rid of all the stuff we don't use, and it's feeling really good, honestly. Like, look at these cabinets. Those full of dishes. They're all in there if you want to look at them. We have 4 plates. Just 4.
No dishes.
There's only 4 plates. It's so nice. That was full. It was full of stuff. Stuff that we never used. We had like 4 different sets of like dishes that we never used. So now we have 1. So it feels really good.
How are you figuring out like what you want to keep, what you want to throw away? Like,
honestly, I think it's a weird thing as an adult. I think we all have like our favorite spatula or like our favorite, we don't talk about it, but it's one of those things. And so all the other stuff I don't really use because I have like my go-tos. So I just need to go through and see what I actually end up using and what I don't use, and just get rid of what I don't use. It's hard sometimes because you're like, I don't know, I use that sometimes. I kind of like it, but we don't have room for kind of like in the camper. We have room for, yes, I'm absolutely going to use this. Those are spices that I actually use.
is all those spices going to go in the camper?
Yeah.
That's going to fit.
I'm not getting rid of my spices. I use those to cook. Yes, we have the spice drawer. It'll fit. Yeah, but show them my donate pile of stuff.
This is all donate?
Yeah. We're getting there.
Junie, what are you doing on the counter? You know, it's good just to get rid of this stuff anyway. Even though we are like downsizing and going to a camper full time, like, do you really need 2 mashers? Like, how do you accumulate all
That
this
is so
and how do you
sad.
get rid
Like
of it?
we do like spring cleaning and stuff, right? And we get rid of stuff, but I feel like I don't normally get rid of like stuff like this unless it breaks or melts or something. So this is like a hardcore declutter, spring clean. Like, and do I use them both? Yeah, but I don't love this one. This one's way better, so I'm gonna keep this one. We're gonna donate this one.
Good attitude. We got a long way to go.
We go along, just in the drawer.
What's your closet upstairs is an absolute disaster.
Talk about that, honestly. That stresses me out.
So you have all this stuff that just like accumulates in your attic over years, and we brought all that stuff into Ashley's closet to sort through, and we made a disaster in her closet. But we thought that we might not be done ever having kids, and I think in the last couple of years we decided that 2's fine, and we're happy with that, and it just works with our lifestyle. And so it's a ton of baby stuff that we thought we may use. It's at the end of the day, it's like, why have we had that up there for a couple of years? Well, it's out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah, what did I say when we got it all out of the attic? We have like multiple attics, and so we have like our stuff that we kind of use and get to in my closet, so it's easy to get to. And then we have like our attic, which is kind of hard to get to. It's like a normal attic. You climb up the little ladder, and I don't go up there. And Garrett put all of our baby stuff up there, so it definitely is out of sight, out of mind, because we don't go up there. And he started bringing all this stuff down the other day, and I was like, I'm so mad at past Ashley right now, because why did I save all of this stuff? I guess, like you said, we weren't 100% sure if we were done with kids, but
Yeah, let's go look at this disaster. So that's our attic space, which is kind of like in a little corridor in our bathroom. And then this is Ashley's closet, which is like, that's her normal closet with her clothes. But this is like where she gets ready and all that kind of good stuff. Look at all the stuff that we drug out of the attic. That's attic space there. It's there. All of which has stuff in pretty much. Most of that's like our Christmas stuff. But yeah, all that still has to come out of there. But this is all the baby stuff. We just threw it all up in Ashley's closet. Some stuff's getting sold, some stuff's gone already. It's a mess, but we got to get started somewhere, and cleaning out the attics and the closets are kind of like that's your low-hanging fruit. You can get rid of that stuff pretty easy because you're not using it anyway. But what happens is it makes for this mess that we can't list our house and take pictures with. We probably should have started this in like January or February. Because 1, it needed to get done, and 2, the time frame, like we should have started it 6 months before we were ready to list the house. We were just saying, oh, let's wait to the end and then list it. But I think the issue there is like we just didn't know how long it was going to take. Like we didn't know. We've never done this before. It's okay the way that we're doing it. Going ahead and cleaning it out now because we can get rid of a lot of stuff. And then when it's time to list the house, there's less stuff that we have to get rid of faster, if that makes sense. So we've already kind of got rid of a bulk of things, and then when the house gets ready to sell, we have 30 days, but we already have less stuff. It's already been shrunk.
I honestly feel like we do better
Under pressure?
for me. I'm a procrastinator. Y'all, these are Chick-fil-A spoons. That's enough. I'm embarrassed. I feel like I'm not the only one, but also I'm probably the people that don't save dumb stuff like this. Like, what an idiot. I think we know that it's just going to be worth it.
Also, too, we've already started into it. Like, we're into it. We're into this. We've got the Brinkley. We've got the truck. We've already started cleaning the house. I mean, are we going to give up?
No, we're not going to give up.
Yeah, we're not giving up.
I mean, truly, we're in the thick of it now, or at least beginning to get in the thick of it. So
I think this is the hardest it's going to be, and if we can get through this, and it's going to make it worth it.
I think that when you move out on your own, which we're in our middle 30s now, but when you move out on your own and you're 18 or you're 19, 20, whatever you are, you don't have a lot of money. At least we didn't have a lot of money at all. And so like we moved into a house and we didn't have like anything. The house felt empty. And so what do? You go to the dollar store and you buy dollar store stuff, and you go to Goodwill and you get Goodwill things, and those 25-cent cups that you got 4 of have some sort of sentimental value to you. But over the years, you just keep those things and they just keep collecting, and at the end of the day, you don't really need those cups anymore. And so we have to now declutter everything and figure out what cups we don't want.
Well, I think it's a silly, sentimental thing. You know what I mean? And I think us having a smaller place to put things is helping us actually declutter. Because it's very easy to be like, well, what's like one of these cups gonna hurt if we keep it? But why do I need that one cup? I don't need, I don't need that one cup. So it's like a realistic look on things like, look, I really don't have room for that one cup. I don't want that one cup taking up that valuable space.
Yeah, it's just prioritizing. And it is hard to get rid of the stuff that we've accumulated because we have baby stuff, and we're not going to have kids anymore.
Yeah, I think that's probably the hardest, is probably the kids stuff. But a lot of the sentimental things for the kids, I think that we will keep. We are going to put stuff in storage. I'll have stuff at my mom's house or my grandma's house. So like pictures and like the truly sentimental things, then we have a place to keep those. So when we do decide to stop traveling and have, sticks and bricks, then we'll have those things to come back to.
What does like our next steps after today look like? Like listing the house, selling the house, getting rid of stuff. What does that plan look like?
See, that's what's so overwhelming. Everyone is also asking me like, well, when's the date? When are you leaving? And it's like, we literally don't have a date. And I think we need to sit down and set one, because I think it will help us. We are a little bit of procrastinators. So I think if I had a date, like, okay, we have got to have the house listed by this date, which means I have got to get all this stuff out of my closet. All this stuff, I've got to get it donated or sold. And I think we need to sit down and make dates.
Yeah, so we made that form, and I'll link that form in the description below, and hopefully that'll help somebody else out there with trying to downsize or just like declutter or do a spring clean or summer clean or whatever. So I think like really it's going to be trying to get forms for each room, filling that out, grabbing all the stuff that we know we're going to donate immediately. Like that can kind of go pretty quickly. The things that we're going to sell, take pictures of it, get it listed on Facebook Marketplace and all that kind of good stuff. And then probably list the houses in the next 30 days is what I'm kind of thinking. Figure out a storage facility if we're going to put it on our land or whatever we're going to do with that. And then list the house, and hopefully it sells within 30, 60 days, something like that. And then we close on it. But then in the meantime, if we know that the house is under contract, we'll basically start clearing everything out. And then I think the big goal is going to be, we'll probably take our camper to our family's land once the house does sell, and then we'll set up there. I have seen other families, I think that you follow, where they've taken like tarps and laid them out in the garage, and it was like this tarp or this area is for the camper, this area. And so once we kind of get to a point where the garage is a little bit more cleaned out, then I think that could be another good step. So we're not done with this series. We know this isn't we're not camping and having fun right now. We're kind of in the trenches of doing everything. But I think that we're going to do a couple of these videos and kind of show you guys what the process actually looks like. So that way you can kind of see, if this is even right for you, because we kind of thrive in chaos a lot of the times, and I think that's what it kind of helps us. Like we were talking about a second ago, we can procrastinate up until the final moment, and then we can crunch and just like get everything done. It's going to work for us. And we built a house together, which tested our marriage, but this might even be worse than that.
We'll see.
I think we can get through it. I believe in us.
I think this is going to be like a reality too, right? Like this, like eventually you'll see us traveling and having a good time. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be bumps along the way, but also to get to that, it's going to suck, and you guys are going to get to see that.
And that's why I wanted to make this. I don't think that the glitz and the glam and all the like stuff that you see on social media, that it's not always like that. And there's tough things that you have to do in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. And
for sure.
We're right in the thick of all that. If you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to see more. And hopefully the next video that you see, we'll have a little bit more done. And then hopefully in the next couple months, we'll have everything sold and out of here, and we'll be on the road and off to having some fun. The biggest thing is going to be, where's our next destination?
Good question.
Yeah, we got to figure all that out. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining.